Well, thank you once again for joining us on DentonRadio.com as we continue to promote everything that's happening at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. It's a crisp, beautiful night. Now, remember, we're all football fans here. Don't let this weather scare you. It's going to be a lot of fun to come out tonight, and here's the reason why. Talking to Mark Miller from Sawyer Brown. What a thrill to have you guys in town. I don't know, have you been to Denton, Texas before in your long career?
Yeah, we have, absolutely. And I want to correct you. You said crisp. Now, you're being a politician now. It's freaking cold.
Well, but again,
we just talked about politics. It's cold.
Okay, it's cold, but it's refreshing.
Yeah, okay.
Because a lot of times this happens in August,
yeah.
and crisp is never mentioned, okay? So look at the bright side,
Yeah.
but hey, the bright side is Sawyer Brown. What a great career you guys have had, and I know some of the fans watching may not remember, but I'm old enough to know that Star Search and Ed McMahon was something I remember. That's what broke the band.
Yeah.
Do you get tired of talking about that,
I don't.
or is it still a great memory?
It's an awesome memory. 1983, and you have to understand, we were just coming off of being turned down by every record label in Nashville before that show happened. And we had saved up all of our money, and we had done this great demo, and we were excited. We did a showcase, and we did the showcase, and the record company execs were walking out. And they said, you guys are too wild, you're too rock, you're too, you're just not Nashville enough. And literally, maybe 3 weeks later, we're going to LA to do this TV show. And the rest happened really quickly. All those offers that they, you know what, we were just thinking about not saying no. We didn't really say no, So that was a really exciting time for us, because it's like a roller coaster ride. You go from being turned down, and you've spent all your money making this demo, and then you go to LA, and I remember after the 5th show, I don't know what it was about the 5th show, but maybe the accumulation of people seeing the show, I literally opened up my hotel room door, and there were fruit baskets, there was wine, there was champagne, and my phone literally started ringing off the wall. And I knew at that point that the TV show was having some effect.
That was before cell phones.
So
the phone was really ringing.
It was ringing in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, you look at the way country music began to morph at that time. Do you all feel like you're groundbreakers in terms of kind of introducing a little bit more of the rock and roll energy to
We've been accused of that.
Yeah. Are you proud of that?
I am proud of that. Yeah. I am. But at the time, and here, what you have to understand, I get it. I get the way that people looked at us. So like, I am really love George Strait. He's one of my favorites. And George loves us. But we opened for George one time, and that was it.
Not the right mix.
Not the right mix. And I get that, but we got that a lot. But we were able to carve our own niche, and it's a true country rock blend. I grew up listening to classic rock. I loved Creedence, the Beach Boys, Grand Funk Railroad. Those were my bands. But my mom had country radio on, and that's the only thing we listened to in the car, because she wasn't going to listen to that rock and roll. So I got the blend, and I have to tell you, some of the early country stuff was so sad, I would just want to shoot myself. I'm sitting there going, Mom, good God, turn this off.
Get you down a little bit on a gloomy day.
Yeah.
But it still resonates.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the name of the band. I know you've had to do this 1,000 times, but doing a little bit of research, Sawyer Brown is actually named after 2 different families who shared a road.
Yep.
Sawyer Brown Road.
Yep.
How did you ever come up with that?
Well, I honestly, I didn't think my name was flashy enough, Mark Miller, because I graduated with like 4 Mark Millers who were in my class, so it wasn't like it was a unique name. So. And I kind of grew up in the day of like the Barefoot Jerry, and there were bands that were actually like named Leonard Skinner after fictitious names. So that was the idea, was to take this fictitious name, Sawyer Brown. We had like 20 names on on a legal pad, and we were just sitting there scratching up. We were in our old school bus, and we were just scratching off names. And Sawyer Brown was the one that actually no one hated. It wasn't even that everyone liked it. It was just like the one that no one hated. And I wear the Panama hat, so Tom Sawyer, it kind of looked like that there was a little bit of thought that went into that, but there actually wasn't. It was just the name that ended up that, not everyone hated.
Well, it's worked, and it'll work tonight, 9:30 on the Miller Lite Stage here at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. Really great to have a band with the length, the career that you've had, just fantastic. How has the pandemic slowed down or been challenging to what you guys normally would try to achieve in terms of number of dates?
Well, I see a couple guns over there. You could shoot me. Just it's like we're at the point where we've never gone this long without doing shows. So the first stretch was whatever from February to, we did the first show in August, but we had to cancel an 80-city tour.
Wow.
So for us, I mean, we're a traveling band. That's what we do. And we've never experienced this, not unlike what everybody else is going through. Right. But I can promise you that we are ready for tonight, and we are really ready for this thing to be over and get back out. We moved most of the cities to next year, so we'll be back in Texas in several places if this thing breaks. And I'm working on a vaccine myself. So I've been throwing some stuff together at home, and it's working. So I'm going to come up with a vaccine.
You're a very faith-based guy.
Yes, sir.
Is it hard to live that life on the road, or have you been able to kind of make sure that matters to everyone else around you?
Well, that's exactly right. I made sure it matters. I mean, we have strict rules, and everybody's on board. And everybody that rides that bus, is faith-based in some form. Some of us are in for a spanking when we get to heaven, and some are not.
That's a great way of putting that. I'm getting ready for the spanking.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's kept us grounded and probably out of harm's way, I would say.
Well, it is awesome to have Sawyer Brown here tonight. Great to have him at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. You still have time to go to ntfair.com, get your tickets, and if you're curious about any of the COVID restrictions, all of that information is there. We are trying to stay about a cow away, and we're not wearing masks tonight, but we
have them in our pockets.
Yeah, no, right here,
Just
right here. So come on out and be a part of what is a great night here at the fair. Mark, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
Have a great show tonight.
Hey, and if you're just out there, just open your windows because we play really loud. You can probably hear us wherever you are.
That applies to my neighborhood, which is about 3 blocks away. Have a great time at the fair tonight, and remember, we got one more big night tomorrow night. So thanks again for joining us on DentonRadio.com.